Hello, in today's video, we will go over how to overcome the problem of Programming Tutorial Purgatory. This is a video I did not intend to make, but unfortunately my last video did get cut at the end. So this is essentially a continuation of that video. Is it absolutely necessary for you to watch that video? No. I'll explain in a few minutes. With all of that being said, let us actually begin. Programming Tutorial Purgatory. Ask yourself the following question. Do you often find yourself finishing one tutorial and immediately beginning another? Are you chasing your 5th free code camp Python certificate right now? Are you in a toxic relationship? Here's a statement. Do not become a certificate bunny. I will say it again. Do not become a certificate bunny. Do you see this meme? Do you see it? Look at it. Read it. Understand it. Memorize it. I'll give you a few seconds. Here is the too long didn't read. You followed step 1. So you may be asking, what is step 1 if you didn't watch my last video? Essentially, step 1 teaches you how to learn a programming language. And let's say that you have learned the basics of a programming language by completing a tutorial, which may have led to a certificate, or maybe you just read a short book on some language, in this case, Python. And you also did some of the problems. You now have a strong foundation of the basics if you did the problems yourself. You also now believe that you are capable and you decide you're going to become the greatest developer LeetCode has ever seen and will ever see. You now attempt your first problem on data structures and algorithms, and reality sets in. This is the big leagues. There are 1,000 test cases, and you pass 1. Go ahead, give yourself a consolation prize. So here's the thing. Why are you unable to put into practice concepts that you think you should have learned? You say to yourself, but I learned, I studied, I applied it. Why am I still unable to achieve programming success in whatever form that may be? Let us get into it. Let me open up Microsoft Whiteboard. Alright, so let me go up here and just add a title. How to escape, if I could spell. How to escape Programming Tutorial Purgatory. We begin here at step 1. Is there a problem? Let's go to the left. No, there is no problem. In reality, I just do not want to invest the time. Here's the thing. When you initially work from tutorials or work from a short book, the problems you'll face aren't complex in nature. I will say it again. The problems you face aren't complex in nature. So it may take you a few seconds up to say maybe 30 minutes to solve. As you approach more complex questions, the time to build a solution will greatly improve. From say 30 minutes, you are now going from 30 minutes to an hour, or maybe in some cases even hours of actively trying to solve the solution. And how do you overcome that? It's quite simple. You invest more time or you change your plan of attack. Let me elaborate. If it just is that you are lazy, well, I say to you, you need to get your head out of your ass and invest more time. But if that's not the case, and instead of not being lazy, you actually can't solve the problem, even though you have all the concepts that are needed to solve the problem. In that case, you change your plan of attack. And what do I mean by this? This may be the time to learn other concepts such as program analysis to program design, modularity, things of that nature. So let's go back up. Is there a problem? Yes, there is a problem. Okay, great. You must now ask yourself, what is the nature of the problem? Let's branch off to the right again. The problem is not closely related to the concepts I have learned. Here is an example. Let's say you want to learn web development, and you have so far learned HTML, and you know how to structure a web page. You also learned CSS, and you know how to style a web page. You now want to learn JavaScript. Here is something you need to ask yourself. Is JavaScript closely related to the concept of HTML or CSS? Well, syntax isn't the same. The reasons why we use them aren't the same. The reasons or the methods of how we use them aren't the same. At most, you can make the argument that, well, hey, all three of them are used for web development. And you would be right. But still, in that case, the problem of learning JavaScript is not closely related to the concepts you have learned. Therefore, you refer to problem 1 and the associated solutions. Now, if you have not watched my previous video, that's fine. In that case, just go to my channel and it will be the video called Why You Suck at Programming. You'll know the video when you see the thumbnail, trust me. This is quite simple. We'll do it again. Let me think. Let's say you're learning C++ and you have not done any of the searching or sorting algorithms and you come across more of them. Well, here's the thing. Let me actually make it more clear. C++ algorithm, just short for algorithms. You haven't covered any of the searching or sorting algorithms. In that case, for you, none of the concepts are related. Therefore, you must treat them as being something different. You study them in depth. You do this by referring to problem 1. You treat it as it is something new, and you learn how to learn it, if that makes sense. Let's do one more. So, is there a problem? Yes. What is the nature of the problem? The problem is closely related to the concepts I have learned. Here's an example. Let's say you have learned C++. You have also learned some of the, let's say, sorting algorithms, such as let's go with bubble sort. Let's say you've learned bubble sort. You now want to learn insertion sort. Is insertion sort closely related to the concepts you have learned thus far? Yes, it is. Why? Because insertion sort is just a sorting algorithm, and you already learned one sorting algorithm, that being bubble sort. The way you implement them, the theory behind them may not be the same, but at heart, they still are sorting algorithms. So how do you actually move forward? Here is something. You must study the solution. And what do I mean by this? I mean actually go and learn it. Don't try to implement it yourself out of thin air. You will have no idea how to do it. Go and study the solution, be it from a book or a short video. Now you may ask, isn't that cheating? No. When it comes to lead code, interviews, or any serious question, no one will just ask you to apply a simple concept such as insertion sort or binary search. That will rarely be the case. In reality, you may have to do something like the following. You'll be given an array. It won't be sorted. You will have to sort it and then apply an algorithm to it to find the information that is required. So don't feel bad when you have to study solutions. It's fine. Personally, I prefer the written word. I use videos as my reserved arms. Again, let's say you're learning C++, and you have learned some of the searching algorithms, searching algo, and the only one you have learned so far is brute search, and you now want to learn binary search. How do you do it? You study binary search. Study means learn and apply. So you study binary search. Is it cheating? Make sure I'm recording. So yeah, let's say you have learned C++ and you have covered searching algorithm. The only one you have covered is brute search, and you now want to learn binary search. Is the problem of binary search closely related to the concepts you have learned? Yes, it is just a searching algorithm, and you have covered one. Therefore, in that case, all you do is you study the solution, why we need it, how we use it, how we write it. That is what I mean. It is not cheating, because as I said, you will not be asked in a serious manner just to apply binary search. That will rarely be the case. There will be many other components, and you may just have to use binary search at some point, such as there'll be an unsorted data, which you cannot apply binary search to. You may have to sort it, do further processing, and then use binary search. And maybe not once, maybe a couple times. You may have to loop binary search. Let's go back. Is there a problem? Yes, there is a problem. Yes, there is a problem. What is the nature of the problem? The problem uses concepts I have learned, but I have no idea how to integrate concepts or how to study the new technology. What do you do in that case? So let's say you're learning web development. So let's say you want to learn web development and you have covered Python, HTML, and CSS. You now want to learn Django, but you have no idea how to integrate Python, HTML, CSS, and Django. You have no idea how to move forward. In that case, what's the first thing you should do? I suggest look for official resources. Why official resources? Because the official resource will give you the most up-to-date current information available. Therefore, it will show you how to properly integrate everything. It will show you how to use Python, HTML, CSS with their own technology. You should learn from that. But let's say it's too difficult to learn the official resource. In that case, find a book. Typically, books cover the same information and most of the nuance from the official website. Plus, it's practical experience from a developer who's been using the new technology or the technology in general. But it will also be presented in a digestible manner. Let's say everything above is inaccessible to you. Well, in that case, you use a tutorial. And here is how you use it. You don't just watch the tutorial. You take references. Either you handwrite it, you type it out, or you write code. You then try to build the exact same thing, not by referring to the tutorial. You try to do it with at least interaction of looping the tutorial over and over again. And then you build, build, and build. You do it until you have a strong understanding of using the new technology. After which you build again, but this time you try to do it completely by yourself. If you have to refer to Google or use like an AI to help you solve small issues or to explain concepts to you, that's completely fine. And these are the three issues if you do have a problem, and it will help you as a beginner. But let's say there is a problem. No, yes. Is there a problem? Let's say you are in a rush, you have an exam or an assignment, or you have something that you need to cover and you don't have much time. Well, in that case, you just go down, down, down. You swallow your pride and you just use a tutorial, not the same ones you have been using. If you have been watching tutorials and they have not been efficient at teaching you something, do not try to watch them again assuming you'll suddenly understand it. It could happen, it really could, but it also may not. In that case, go look for different tutorials. Be more thorough with your searching on YouTube. Don't just search Python and hope for object-oriented programming. Go into YouTube and search object-oriented programming Python and try watching those videos. That is all for this video. Till next time. Bye.